Hello students, I hope you all are fine and you all are also studying at your home. So students, today we are going to do the class 9 science and the chapter number 5, and the name of the chapter is the fundamental unit of life, and this is my third video on this chapter. In my previous videos I have explained you about what is cell, about the cell discovery and cell theory and the variety in the cell shape and size, and also the division of labor. So students, today we will start with the structure of the cell and we will understand plasma membrane. Plasma membrane, or it is also known as cell membrane. Now, this is the outermost covering of the cell that separates the content of the cell from its external environment. Now let us understand it. Students, here is the cell and we can see that it is the plasma membrane, and this plasma membrane is separating the external environment of the cell from the internal environment of the cell. That means this plasma membrane is forming the boundaries and making the external environment different from the internal environment, right? And when we talk about the structure of the plasma membrane, then plasma membrane is like this. And the plasma membrane allows or permit the entry and exit of the material in and out of the cell. That means, let us understand it more. So students, here is the plasma membrane, here is the internal environment of the cell, and here is the external environment of the cell. If anything will come in the cell, then it will come through the plasma membrane only. And if any substance will move out from the cell, then it will also go through the plasma membrane. So the plasma membrane is the structure that allows or permit the entry of some material in and out of the cell, and it also allows the exit of some material from in and out of the cell. So if any substance will come inside the cell, that will also come through the plasma membrane. If plasma membrane will allow, then only it will come, and if any substance wants to move out from the cell, then only plasma membrane will allow it. So the important thing is that it allows only some material, not all the materials. Means through this plasma membrane everything will not pass out. It will allow only some materials. That's why it is called selectively permeable membrane. It will allow only selective material to come in the cell, and it will also allow only selective material to leave from the cell and to exit from the cell. That's why it is called the selectively permeable membrane. So why the plasma membrane is called selectively permeable membrane? Because it allows the entry and exit of the some material in and out of the cell. Therefore it is called selectively permeable membrane. Some substances like carbon dioxide or oxygen can move across the cell membrane by a process called diffusion. Now the substances move in and out of the cell by the process of diffusion. So we will understand it, what is diffusion. So diffusion is the spontaneous movement of substances from a region of higher concentration to the where its concentration is low. Now students, let us understand diffusion, right? So here it is the substance, any kind of substance, and here it is the plasma membrane, and above the plasma membrane there is the extracellular space, means the space that is outside the cell, and here it is the intracellular space, here that is inside the cell. Now here the concentration of substance is low. You can understand the concentration as the amount, right? So the amount of substance is low here, and here the concentration is much, or we can say the concentration is greater. Now what will happen in plasma membrane? Through the plasma membrane, this substance will move, spontaneously move from, here is the region of higher concentration and here is the region of lower concentration. So the substance will start moving from the region of higher concentration to lower concentration. And this kind of movement across the semi-permeable membrane is called diffusion. It is called diffusion, right? So what is diffusion? The spontaneous movement of substances from a region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. Let's read out and understand why this diffusion process occurs. So, some substances like carbon dioxide or oxygen can move across the cell membrane by a process called diffusion. That process is called diffusion, right? So, something similar to this happens in the cell. For example, when this is happening in the cell, when some substances like carbon dioxide, CO2 is carbon dioxide, which is cellular waste and requires to be excreted out by the cell. So in the activities, in the reactions, carbon dioxide is producing in the cell and it is the waste for the cell. And when it accumulates in the cell, right, in higher concentration, when it is in higher concentration inside the cell, then what will happen? Concentration is higher in the cell, right? And in the cell's external environment, the concentration of CO2 is low as compared to that of inside the cell. When the concentration of carbon dioxide is much in the cell and it is less in the, outside the cell, then there will be the difference in the concentration of carbon dioxide inside and outside of the cell. Then this carbon dioxide will start moving from inside to the outside of the cell by the process of diffusion. And similarly, when there is a need of oxygen in the cell, then the concentration of the oxygen will be more outside the cell and it will be less inside the cell. Then CO2 will start moving in the cell, right? So thus diffusion plays an important role in gaseous exchange between the cells as well as the external environment. So this diffusion plays an important role because the substance can exchange between the cell and the external environment by the process of diffusion only. Now, water also obeys the law of diffusion. Water also follows the law of diffusion, and the movement of water molecules through such selectively permeable membrane is called osmosis. When we just replace these gases or the substances with the water, then the same process will be called as a osmosis. Now let us understand. Let us understand osmosis. So here is the selectively permeable membrane and here is the water and solute molecules are dissolved both sides. But this side the solute molecules are in large quantity and here it is in small quantity. So the concentration of water is here greater and here the concentration of water is lower, right? Now what will happen? Water moves along its concentration gradient from an area of higher water concentration to an area of lower concentration. This process is called osmosis. So what will happen? The water will start moving from here to here, from here to here, and this process is called osmosis. So the osmosis is affected by the amount of substance dissolved in water. That means here the substance is much in quantity. That means it will get affected. If here I'll add more substance in it, I'll add more solute in it, then the concentration will get affected. So thus osmosis is the passage of water. What is osmosis? It is the passage of water from a region of higher water concentration through a semi-permeable membrane to a region of low water concentration. Right, so that's all about the osmosis. Now let's check out our knowledge by looking some questions. Question number 1. Why is the plasma membrane called a selectively permeable membrane? Question number 2. What is plasma membrane? Question number 3. What is osmosis? And the question number 4. What is diffusion? Students, I hope the content is clear to you. Very soon I'll come with the new content. Till then, all of you take care and bye-bye. And thank you for the listening.